Hello everyone. Ha 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 ha. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Hey hey hey. So I can say that in this lifetime. So basically it's not going to be fancy. I'm going to be as real can, because I've been waiting to be perfect for so long, and that's why I have not done this in a long time. I'd always wanted the setup, the camera, the shikiniko. It will happen when it will happen, but in the meantime I have a mobile phone and I'm in a place where the sound will not be affected. I'm in the car. Yay! So welcome, and I'm hoping that I will be consistent with the posts and we can take it up from there, build a community, and yeah, the rest is history. One day sometime soon, probably have a party and then eat small chops when, you know, post corona virus era, somewhere sometime in the nearest future. So welcome. My name is Adenike, and my name is Adenike Oyetunde-Lawal. My name is Adenike-Lawal. Whichever one rocks your boat, you know, that's perfectly fine. So I recently got married about a month ago, and it's been an interesting past few weeks and days, and I'm going to talk about the wedding, basically getting married during the coronavirus era in my own way. So I'm an only child, and for those who do not know what that means, it means that now only me, my papa and mama born, no siblings. So the average response, you know, expectation from my mom was, we will turn up, there will be a huge turn up, yay, turn up. But we kind of deflated her, you know, excitement and expectation by telling her no turn up, we're very sorry. And the back and forth was so long. It was so long. It was tiring. There were arguments, honestly, and I'm not proud about it. I had to hang up on my mom about twice. You know, it was just so much going on, but eventually it happened. But on the condition that the day after we got married, they'll have a reception at their place. Now, the point I was trying to achieve was not to interact. I wasn't ready for that, you know, crowd. That I didn't have the strength, the emotional and physical strength for many people. So I knew it was a no-no, and we had already asked them if it was possible for us to be absent at their reception, and they said yes, that it was fine. So I'm Yoruba. I'm from the southwest. I'm from well, now married. I'm from Lagos State. Well, I was born, I'm in Lagos, but my father is from Osun State, and I got married to a man from Lagos State, both in the southwest of Nigeria, and we're both Yoruba people. So traditionally, when it's time for a wedding, the bride's family would write a list and then, you know, forward to the groom's side of the family and all of that. But because we knew what our intentions were, that there'll be no party, we did not negotiate the list that had been given or written by my own side of the family. And my own side of the family now strictly is my mom. My father did not even know what was on the list. Like, the dude was so not concerned, but my mom had written everything, and we made sure that she got everything she had written on the list, on the condition that she would allow us just to do the wedding in our house, and then they can have their reception, you know, subsequently at theirs. Now, what is the essence of having a reception at yours when the couple still have to show up if the couple is actually running away from crowd? So we had also spoken to my mom and then agreed that there will be no waffle reception, or that is show up at the reception that they had at their place, and everybody was fine. So day of the wedding, everything happened. The engagement stuff had already been brought, and there's usually a list of things, that monies that should be given by the groom's family to the bride's family, and every single one of it was already sealed in different envelopes. So after we had shared our vows, the registrar had done all of that, there's a video somewhere, I think I'll try to include the link in the bio. Oh my god, I said that. So you can watch just a short clip about what happened on that day. After that had happened, then my auntie stood up and then formally just introduced and welcomed the groom's family, and then they exchanged the envelopes, and and basically what it meant was the traditional marriage had happened as well as the registry marriage, which is marriage under the Marriage Act, as the case may be. I never wanted to walk down the aisle, never dreamt of walking down the aisle, honestly speaking, never fantasized myself in a ball dress. I'd never done it. So this had always been what I wanted. Just if I could, I'd have just flown people to one place and just had it even smaller, but hey, that did not happen. So that's what basically happened. And I remember a number of responses. In fact, some people have come into my DM to ask, how did you do it? I'm having issues. I like the way you just did it on your own terms, like this, like that. And I'll just smile, because it took a lot. It took a lot of arguing. It took a lot of back and forth. It took a lot of I hung up on the phone. My mom, I'm not proud about it, but she just wasn't understanding what we were getting at. She would agree today, and then the next day she's calling and then saying something else. This is something that we are told there was no Ashoebi, which is like, no Ashoebi whatsoever, but also told her that there was no color. I chose, there were no colors either from the groom side or the bride side, but hey, eventually colors came up and it was fine, it was okay, because nobody was burdened, there was no stress. So one of the things that we knew was we didn't want people to contribute towards the wedding. So it literally meant that we were going to do within the capacity that we had strength for. And between me, you, him, everybody else watching, we didn't have funds for big party. It's as simple as that. So we knew that whatever it is we had to do it within a specific budget. And then I called in favor cards. I have goodwill with people as they do with me. And this person supported with this person supported with that, and that. So before we knew what was happening, it was ready, everything was set, and then the day came. And why I'm saying all of this is because quite a number of people who had asked me how I was able to pull this off also had asked questions about, how did you work around budget? How did you do this? The truth is, I do not know what the going rates for the people that we supported us. Let's start with makeup, pictures, videography, decor, even the outfit, my outfit, his outfit. And I remember doing several posts thanking people who supported. And for the groom's outfit, T Signature did it, and we enjoyed a discount of some sort, because according to the designer, he had always wanted to just pay me back for something I had done, or and this was the time for him to pay me back. How appropriate and how beautiful. Now for me, makeup, beauty cook studio, my friend Omo, pictures, Posh Clip Jokotade, videography, Sholani Marshall Naego, decor and events planning, Wando Signatures, drinks, IC box, food crush, small chops, Mr. Kabir. So it was just outfit. My outfit was Reggie Sims. Pre-wedding photo was by Chida 5, as well as makeup for my mom was Diva Bell, pictures as well, Sunny Days Media, who else? So it was a lot of support. So invariably we didn't have to spend on those things. And if you know what it is to get married in Lagos, and to pay for all of those things, it will cost a whole lot. Let's be very honest. Wando Signatures, check them out on Instagram. They do amazing decor, and the truth is, I am an aburo to Wando, that kind of stuff. So include decor in your budget, include photography in your budget, include pre-wedding pictures in your budget if you want to, include videography in your budget, include makeup in your budget, your outfit, your nails, your this, your that. So it was so many of these things, but because we had friends who stood by us, we didn't have to spend. Now, it's very necessary to say these things, and also to hammer on the fact that My parents had a reception at their place the next day. So invariably, the fact that we did not allow them the crowd that they would have wanted did not mean that they did not do the party that they wanted. But of course, it wasn't going to be in the way they had planned it in their head, because nobody plans to have, well, don't let me say nobody. A lot of people do not plan to have wedding reception for their child's wedding without the child being there, or their spouse, as the case may be. But the circumstances were completely different in my own case, and I have fought so much. I fought my cousin, my older cousin had to call my mom, remind my mom about how important it is for you to remember what the couple wants, because even when my mom was getting married to my father, apparently she also had her way. And I remember my older cousin telling her that, these kids can go to America and just do this thing, and then you guys will just hear about it. And my mother was thinking about that, it's very possible, because she knows what ADENIKE can do. Well, that's exactly what happened. Then to the part that's very interesting: people management. People management. I sabi people. Hey. And there is no way in this world I would have invited every single person that I know to my wedding. No way. Absolutely no way. For starters, where would I have put them? Apart from the fact that it was the coronavirus era, hall alone, you guys, let's be honest, hall alone, for the capacity of the people that, let's just say 500, 600, 700, you guys, 3 million naira, 3.5 million. If they like me, maybe 2 point something million. Maybe if I get discounts, 2.5, 2.8. Yeah? 2 million naira for all to feed people. No, it's not possible. How much is now house rent? Let's go convert. Honestly speaking, I'm going to be as honest as is, so that you understand where our minds were when all of this was going to happen. We were very certain. There was no wasting of money. Let's be very frank. There really, if money is crashing you, you have it, a surplus. It's not. By all means, please go out and do, just make sure that, it follows the coronavirus, especially now that it's, we're in the coronavirus era. Make sure you follow the laid down rules by the government. But for us, we knew and we had agreed. Now, the interesting thing is that we had never spoken about it until it was time. Right? So it was very interesting to see that we were both on the same page, and we, being me and man, we were both on the same page, and that made it easier. Nobody needed to convince another person. Although at a point I figured that he might have suspected that I was no longer on his page, and was my mind, I'm thinking, why won't we do photo shoot? Why won't we? Do you understand? Speaking of photo shoots, so let me give you the gist. China 5 had moved to the studio and had said he was going to give me a free photo session. I never redeemed it, never. And then one day I just woke up, I just sent him a message. I said, guy, I beg, that photo shoot that you've been owing me, can I convert it to pre-wedding photo? He was first excited that, I was getting married. And incidentally, he had met, my husband years ago, before many years, so he knew him, so he was really excited, and that's how that clicked. So imagine that the expense for that was also not spent by us, so it means something has happened. God has helped us to cover that angle of the whole thing. Do you understand? Now let me continue with people management. We knew we wanted not too many people because of coronavirus, because we're having it in the house, and because we live in a place where we didn't want to obstruct other residents, and we didn't want to cause traffic. So we had to inform the management for security and traffic control and all of that. So one thing that I did was I invited people who lived closest to us, because the plan was that we would not have people stay long. The invitation was very simple, and I remember posting it on social media and people were laughing and all of that. It was show up between 1 and 4 p.m. Show up with your mask. Show up to come pick up small chops, take pictures, and please head out. Please, no too tail, because I know go fit drive people come on. People found it hilarious, but basically that was what our plan was, such that I hear that by 4 p.m. they had run out of food. Like if you had come by 4, no food again. We made sure that we had small chops. You can never have excess of small chops. And people had small chops. People ate there. People even took takeaway and all of that stuff. So that was one thing that we did. So we invited people who lived closest to us, because we didn't want people to commute from far and then have to spend a short time with us. However, there were people who we had to tell, who we knew would understand that we were trying to manage people and did not see it, as like a compulsion to be there. I also spoke to quite a number of people like that. Say, you know what, we're getting married. It's just right for me to inform you this and that. Just tell them. I told them the basic truth. We don't have space. We don't have this. If you can't, I'm hoping you understand. Oh yeah, no problem. I know I must come. There are quite a number of people that said they must show up. Now, as God will now have it, there was a by-election in Lagos that Saturday morning. So it meant that some local government areas and local government development areas were affected in terms of mobility. So a number of people also couldn't show up because their areas were covered. The beautiful thing about it for us was that the registrar and her team had already promised that they will be at the local government area very early in the morning, because here you have to, if you're having them come over to yours, you have to arrange their transportation. So we had already sorted their pick up and drop off, and they assured us that there was no problem. So it meant that seeing that the registrar and the team were already there, everything was fine. Like everybody else, if you like don't show up, that's your business basically. So that did not disturb anything at all. Then the next category of people that I invited were people that were singular. What it means is that if I know you and I know 5 other people that we all know together, I will not tell you, because it meant that you'll find out, then 5 other people will find out, or after the end of the whole thing, they will find out that you came, and then they will be upset with you that you came, did not tell them. So all of that drama, I tried to, of course, some people still found it very offensive that they did not know. Some people found it very, very offensive that they were not invited. And without sounding also harsh, please you guys, it's not that deep. In my own estimation, the fact that you did not show up still doesn't mean that I love you any less. And it's also okay if you want to get married and you just feel like reciprocity, I'm not going to invite her, it's fine. I really will not take any of it. I will completely understand, but I have to be honest about it. I couldn't invite everybody that I would have loved to attend. Now, we have quite a number of couple friends and we invited them, but one thing we were very clear about was don't bring your children. Most of my friends that have kids, I have a relationship with their children, and I know that there would have been no space for the children, and once I had seen one, I would have been completely distracted. So I was just saying it, please, no children. It was even on the invite that we sent, no children, do not bring your children to this. Well, what will happen, child? Okay, there was no argument. Somebody said, oh, let's see how it goes. No biggies, but at least I've told you that I'm getting married. I know you have a child, and I'm also, if the circumstances actually doesn't permit that the child or the children can come with you because of how it is. However, for somebody had already mentioned that she'll come with her husband and they'll take turns, because there was nobody to stay with the kids. They'll take turns, come down, one other person take turns, get their food and then head out. I'm like, that works perfectly. Do you understand? Now, with the number of people that had to come from the side of the parents and all, that was another story. Despite the fact that our parents had seen the space and all of, they still went to invite more people but hey, it has happened. Everybody's excited, Well, I want to assume that everybody's excited. Most important thing is bride and groom, now husband and wife, are excited. Parents of the couple equally excited. So I guess that everything will be fine. So I've talked about budget, I've talked about people, I've talked about why, I've talked about what else should I talk about? Is there another thing I left out? Why are you laughing now? Yeah, I don't have hair, so there was no hair brouhaha or what to do, what to wear, and all of that stuff. So yeah, I think that's just summarizes it. And that's also because I would post subsequently my live session on Instagram about coming out and talking about COVID experience, finding out I was COVID. I had COVID 3 days after the wedding, and all of that theatrics, all of the mental stress of having to contact trace, the responses of people, don't tell people, all of that was writing the story, because some people still believe that COVID isn't real, and for people who now believe that COVID is real, the argument is now going to, but it's not as deadly as the media is reporting it. And that is even a conversation that, so basically all that conversation about the rate of death, COVID associated, all of that, I think is just absurd. But yeah, this is a summation of the wedding the wedding, having the wedding celebration itself during the COVID-19 season, in my own terms, or in our own terms, and that's it. Nothing is ever perfect. Let it be said again, nothing is ever perfect, but hey, just find your happiness, and the world will revolve around you. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Hey, nobody have time to be pleasing people. Remember, budget. Don't borrow money to do wedding. Necessary. The capacity that you can do, don't go and outdo yourself. Don't be paying debt after wedding. I will never understand it. Cook your jollof rice by yourself. Feed your immediate family members if you cannot feed other people. There's always time and hope that you would have money to do, more celebrations, and then invite every other person that matters in your life. Just start in your own will, like in your own power. I do not have siblings. I don't have siblings. So it's not like, somebody. And that's one thing we try to avoid. We try to avoid the incidents of taking gifts from family members, because once they start to receive gifts from you, they want to start determining the turn of events, how things should go. We didn't give our parents room to choose even a shabby color. Do you understand? We stopped, basically, we made sure that we presented them the option that we had come with. They saw the options, they liked them, and we just sent forward to the tailors, and that was exactly how it happened. Because I know my mom, that's when you tell her that she should go and choose Gele and Ikpele for her and my mother-in-law, and she comes back and says, she now saw her friend on the road, so her friend decided to buy the same cup. Before you know, they have already called her straight, because regardless of the fact that we had said no party, my mom had called about a few times to say, so what color should her friends wear? So her friends eventually did show up on the day after the wedding at theirs for the reception that they had. So yes, we've done it. Everybody has moved on. The world has moved on. We've done what we had to do, wrapping up 2020, and yeah, we're married. So this is my video. This is me say welcome to my world. I will try to, periodically post videos, and I would who knows, probably use our car, since everybody's always doing gang. Let's do stuff differently. Have our setup inside the car, simplistic, no grammar, no too much anything, and we're uploading on YouTube. How do you feel about it? So thank you so much for watching this entire stretch. I'm very excited, and I'm hopeful about what next I'll post. So see you again next time. See you guys.